morning, Ambazonia.
Full of lies, pride, and ego.
Today, na another country Sunday. I salute all man for Ambazonia at home and abroad.
A journalist reports on TV, and tomorrow is behind bars because he did not favor those men in power.
Good citizens of Ambazonia. Today, na number 21 day for the month of September 2020. My name na Capo Daniel, Sense Pass King, Wona Deputy Defense Chief for the Ambazonian Defense Forces for the Savannah State, the overseer for Bamenda. The journey for freedom for Ambazonia, many times it be compared with the journey for the Israelite them, that way they come out for Egypt into their promised land. If you follow the Old Testament or the Jewish calendar, the 2 day them, where they call them say Rosh Hashanah, it be been a beginning for the freedom for the Israelite them. It be starting at the day where God it be tell Moses, say me then go put blood for all houses for Israelite, so that the spirit of death it go kill the first children them for Pharaoh and the Egyptians, and it go grant freedom for the Israelite. Ambazonia it go through the same process now spiritually. Some talk a day for Bible for Galatians chapter 3 verse 3, where it talks say, may you not be foolish, for start something spiritually, then you can try for enam with the flesh. Ambazonia, if you start this struggle for reject any form of assimilation, any form of stupidity from La République du Cameroon, and their rejection of our identity and the destruction of our humanity. The humiliation will be get them from the time for the lawyer them, with the rise up of all the sector them for join the nationalist movement for Ambazonia for demand for independence. Would not come this far for 4 years. Now they at the crossroad. Today, Bamenda it be the focus. In many ways, the city of Bamenda represent the spirit of resilience, resistance, and freedom for Ambazonia. The people them for Bamenda, they be faced for make a choice between two separate voices. We represent two separate factions them for this our liberation movement. At the same time, they kneel for La République du Cameroon, it day for one neck. They carry out their operation, where they call and clean up witty, we disguise for clean our people from all resources where they get them and leave them barren. This thing it happen where for the first time for La République du Cameroon their history, a great cloud it gather for the two factions them for La République. They come to where it be highly supported by France and Switzerland, their faction with Mr. Pobia, the Bulu Beti clique, where they done they rule that country for a long time, and where them be backed by the Cameroon military. This showdown for La République, their outcome it be very unpredictable, but now a very dangerous time. La République them be very aware, say the Ambazonian Defense Forces it plan a takeover for our capital city for Savannah State for Bamenda. I want to inform una say our plan for takeover no be limited for Bamenda and will be very flexible. We will adapt for the situation and we will still continue our operation in Bamenda in a rebrand manner. As all these significant things them it go on so. They talk say even blind man he know when time for market it close it don't reach. A farmer he go know when rain it go fall and he go know how to adjust itself. My people them, in particularly for Bamenda, I don't want to talk for una. Now a very trying time and a time for decision. Una for Bamenda in particular way una dey for ground one. Una must choose deliberately for reject stupidity as we go to finish this country Sunday, this Monday. As that passage for Bible where I don't read them, it talks say you know if you start something with the spirit, you come end them with flesh, say na a foolishness. We wouldn't start this revolution for reject corruption, for reject brutality, disregard for human life. We no go can end up for the same. We don't call no bensikin no moto protest when no be na a lockdown. It don't finish and somewhere it come a Sako and Chris Anu where they be done fire them from the IG group when a Seseko a group. They don't come for can impose a lockdown over our city where na a stupidity, na a wickedness, na a disregard for the livelihood for our people, na for bring pain and suffering for Adam for the military operation where La Republic they carry them out for Bamenda. Even our general them for Bamenda, they don't protest and talk say make all this nonsense is stop. They never stop them because their aim, some people they speculate now for make sure say make we not celebrate 1st October like we be celebrate them last year across our territory. We don't see for their record. Say every time we would celebrate 1st October, they come for can kill those general them. They be done arrest General Areke, they don't destabilize Kugwe. We not fit be blind or pretend for give this decision for the diaspora or for talk say when it come for debate now an issue for diaspora. Ground zero during this time for decision making, where it be under the calendar, under the cycles of the moons and the stars, a very important crossroad for make this decision for reject stupidity from corrupt people the way they don't assassinate, pay for assassinate, call for the assassination, the banning, and for divide the Ambazonian revolution. Oh my people, there shall be no shy from this. At the call una, say me all man from quarter to quarter, una start open store from Tuesday. Una reject this ghost town like the Bible don't talk. We no go start something with the principle for stand on side of the people, for start something with wisdom, for can end them with stupidity. Because if we follow this corrupt pastor them, where they don't reject them, drive them just because they get TV station for ground zero, just because they make audio, what message are we sending to the international community and to ourselves? That means say any small stupid idiot Fido talk say lockdown and then it go ruin the life of all our people. What it go mean for the sacrifice we would make them for ground zero every Monday for shidong for house? It go open the door for misinterpretation and it go disincentivize anybody for stand up for our back, say make them recognize what we will fight for when at the independent and separation for our territory. The times are telling. Any man will get eye, spiritual eye, he go know. If una dey hear my voice today for ground zero, una be done hear all type of conspiracy, all means for destroy Dr. Cho Ayaba and the principle them where it stand for, the principle of the Ambazonian Governing Council, the union for all the nationalist movement them, where they don't get their blessing from Molanjo Litumbe to all the constituent member them, where they represent all the nationalist movement, where they be joined together for create the Ambazonian Governing Council. The rejected stone, rejected because of the skill and the blindness, where the devil, the assimilator, the oppressor, be done put them for our eye. Today, my country people, at the Teruna, say na time for decide, for abandon stupidity, for abandon corruption, for abandon flashiness, the bearism, la republicanism for inside Ambazonia, and for choose principles where it go lead we for our freedom. These same people where they the one cause this confusion. Now the same people where they the one delegitimize and strip Seseko. A selfless person today they tell us say Seseko it work with La Republic. The same Seseko where La Republic then sentence him for life, add years them on top of head. Now the same people where they be criticize General Mba Ivor before he one die, even conspire for a killing. Now the same people they tell us that Dr. Cho Ayaba it work with La Republic. But today we don't see from their fruit. What 23 soldiers them where they kill them for inside Bui, a combination of a contender force, one of our most lethal force would put them together, then catch them all for neutralize them. Now God he move general big number from their hand. My people them today una need for decide. Bamenda need for reject this stupidity, this idiocy, for stand behind sound principle and send a message where you go liberate we. The times are ripe, the clouds are gathering, heaven is listening. From Tuesday, there will be no lockdown in Bamenda. Make all man a commot for road from quarter to quarter. La Republic their interest now for make sure say me them actually enforce this so-called lockdown so that it will benefit them. Last week they already do Kale and house searches for Sisia Quarter. This week would expect say it will come for my 3 and my 4 side. Any side we then choose for do will need for come out for road, because now the only way we will survive and now the only way we will demonstrate soundness in mind and for show the international community say we need to do things now because of foolishness or because people they just instigate us, but we actually know where to do them and we are mature enough collectively for demand for be an independent country. The time for be make excuses. Say na because some person don't talk am or say with the fear it need for end. There is no freedom if you accept fear as your reality. There is no freedom without the destruction of fear. We must put the end of fear. What are 10,000 La Republic du Cameroon, their forces then bring her for Bamenda, it no go pass we 2 million people where they stay for Bamenda. We need for come out, start open our shops, start go for market, start do things them regularly from Tuesday. Now only one normal Monday country Sunday it will be in force unless the legitimate leader them then come out can make another announcement for give instruction accordingly.
Oh, what a world we live in today, full of lies, pride, and ego. Telling the truth in this world had become a crime today. A journalist reports on TV, and tomorrow is behind bars because he did not favor those men in power. Even the lawyers who practice the law are not left out. Cause you defend the truth today and tomorrow you are in jail.
Capo Daniel signing out.
For telling the truth, you're jailing them for doing what is right. Freedom journalists, free the truth.